Hey everybody, welcome to our live. I'm Heather and we come to you live each and every day, Monday through Thursday. So we come here, we come on and we talk about Luminess, what we have to offer, what you get in your starter kit, how to use it, the beginnings, and even show you more products. We have a lot of products that overlap, and then you know, with Airbrush, you hear with Airbrush that you are using 10 times less makeup, right? You're using 10 times less makeup, but that also means that you don't have to use as many products as you normally do as well. So we do have a lot of products that overlap, and just because they say they do one thing doesn't mean they can't do something else. And so it's really getting to know, and this is what this live is great about, is getting to know other products and what you may need, because what I need might be different than what you need. And so it is a great way to figure all that out. And I am a wealth of information. So ask me those questions. That's what I'm here for. If you're having problems with airbrushing, if you're like, I can't get it, this isn't right, I've tried it one time. Well, number one, don't base your conclusions on one-time airbrushing. You weren't an expert the very first time you did your makeup, your traditional makeup, and so you're not going to be an expert the very first time. There's retraining our brains. You know traditional makeup up until this point. Now we're airbrushing. It's applied different. It goes on your face different, all of that. And so you need to know those things. So don't base it off one time. Don't do it. All right. So good morning, Lori. Good morning, Cindy. How are you guys this morning? All right, let's go over what a starter kit looks like. Maybe you've ordered it. Maybe it's sitting on your counter. You know, maybe you're thinking about ordering it. This is one of our starter kits. This is the Breeze, and this is our newest system. This is chargeable and it is cordless. And so if you have the Breeze, the Icon Pro, or the Legend, all of them work about the same. They're going to look different, but they work about the same. In fact, let me show you. This is our Icon, and obviously that's a different stylus, but they both come with makeup. They come with the 2 bottles of foundation, Love and Blush. Now you may get more in your kit because you may have ordered it in a time that we have, you know, had given some, like maybe gift with purchase, or you were able to order something and get something that was, you know, discounted price, you know, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. So, but they all basically look the same. And so now this is what we want you to do. These are the steps. These are the 3 things that we want you to do when airbrushing. These are things that you're going to think about. And so the first one is keep that stylus moving. Keep the stylus or the Breeze moving. You always, regardless of which one, you want to keep it level and pointed directly at you. So always keep it moving. You're not going to sit here and cover. No, it's moving. Bam, bam, bam. There's overlap, but you're never in one spot twice. And then also make sure you're 4 finger widths away. That might sound silly, or like you would have to worry about that, but that is the perfect distance to put on the foundation. And sometimes you either want to do this because something's blowing at your face, or you come in a little bit too close because we're used to touching our face. And then the biggest thing you want to do is lightly pull down on that trigger. There's not a lot of difference between this, and you're never going to pull down all the way unless you're cleaning it. And so make sure in all of this, that stylus moving and the 4 finger widths away, practice with just the air. Just use that air and feel that air around your face. Then the slightly pulling down on that trigger, use water. Practice with water. You can do all of that just with the water and the air to practice before even getting to the foundation. All right, so now, hey Audrey, how are you? Good morning. Let's see. Feeling a bit like a sponge. What, in California? I bet. I saw that there was I got some glue, I think, right here for my lashes. I saw that there was a, y'all are going through some big storms and mudslides. I can't even imagine. Ooh, that scares me. Hello, Jeannie. Good to see you. Hello, Andrea. How are you? All right. Now, let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, just because something says one thing doesn't mean you can't use it for something else. So yesterday, you guys saw me. I used our bronzer, our matte bronzer. I used it to contour, and I also used it for my eyes. You can do that. And not just with airbrush, but with traditional makeup. A lot of times when I'm teaching people how to airbrush, I tell them, hey, when in the beginning, I'm just going to say in the beginning, guys, when you are brand new, the big thing is I just want you to get the foundation down. Like, only worry about the foundation. Once you get the foundation down and once you get the feel of it and the art of airbrushing, then everything else is kind of a cakewalk because you know how to airbrush. And so it doesn't matter what's in here, we know how to put it on. You may come in a little closer. You may pull back a little lighter, but you know how to do it. And so lighter foundations, that can be used as pre-coverage, what I call pre-coverage. Also remember that you don't need the same amount of makeup all over your face, right? Most of my coverage is right in here. Okay, so I'm going to have more passes in this area than I will here or here. There's also different products that can work. I like my under eyes very light and airy. Not that reverse raccoon where they're too white, but I like them highlighted a little bit. Now, if I wanted that, and I do cover my under eye circles, do I need a concealer, then a highlighter? No, I'm picking one. Because again, with airbrush makeup, you're using 10 times less makeup, but that also includes less steps. With traditional makeup, you have that, like you'll do a concealer and then you have to, like you're rubbing that on or tapping that on, blah, 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 blah. And then you go over with a highlight and you end up rubbing it off, but we're not touching our face. So it's not getting rubbed off, right? So yesterday, hey, Casey, how are you? That's awesome. Yeah, it's always a shocker when guys notice something, right? I'm going to use, yesterday I used the Glow, which is this one. And that's light, but I'm spraying light. And so you don't see it like, you know, you don't see that. Andrea, did I say hi to you? I don't know. I can't remember if I did or not. So hello, just in case. And I'm shaking this up because I haven't used it in a while, but I'm using the Prism color correctors, and I'm actually using the purple. And I really like the purple as a highlighter, as a, it just is going to brighten up my eyes. And you know what? I forgot to clean this out. Yikes. Do as I say, not as I do. You need to clean your stylus after every single use. But I did a class yesterday and I forgot to clean it after the class. So always do what I say. Do what I say, not as I do. All right, so cleaning that out real quick. Okay. Now, turn that off. All right, so why did it go out of focus? Hold on, hold on. All right. So shaking this up, and I'm putting a few drops, just probably 2 or let's do 3. I won't need that much, but and then, and it is purple, right? It is purple. Look, it is purple, but you're not going to see the purple, right? So I can go back and forth, back and forth. Now notice I'm going to this one, then I'm going to this one, then I go to this one, then I go to I'm coming in a little bit closer. I am looking up and aiming my stylus down just a little so the air blows this way and not this way. Make the movement first. And look how highlighted. Do you see purple? Yep. And it's going to cover what I need to cover, right? It's going to give me that highlighted look, and then and cover my dark circles. Now, when I go to apply foundation, I'm not going to go all the way up here because I already have this covered and I want it highlighted, but I may come up to here to just blend everything together. Get it? Get it? All right. Eraser is one of Heather D's favorite, because Heather D is transparent. Sorry, Dorothy. She is super light, and she likes eraser. Where she likes eraser, I like glow. Glow gives you a little more coverage than eraser. And if you are darker skin tone and you want to use eraser and you're like, there's no way I can use eraser, put a couple of drops of your foundation in there with it, and it will make it a little bit easier to apply because it'll be more of your flesh color. Help my reverse recognize. Oh. You have reverse recognize. You have the where you get it too light underneath it, Casey. Boosted is a skin enhancer. I always tell people, and I do love Boosted. Boosted is something you'll put on before and use it as a primer. So don't use the moisturizer. Just go and use Boosted. Boosted is going to enhance your skin. But there's a lot of people that will use it just by itself. Like for days that they don't want a makeup look, they'll use it just by itself, but it's going to enhance your skin a little bit more. Okay. Since I'm trying, I was like, what am I going to try differently today? I'm like thinking really hard. What is this one? Well, that's tulip. Do I want tulip? I have some light on. I have soft rose, soft rose. Let's try these two. I'm gonna shake them up. Casey's like, I never knew I had dark circles until I started wearing makeup. Yeah, I call the reverse raccoon we have the raccoon eyes when we have dark circles, but reverse raccoon is where you lighten it too much. And then like sometimes the newscasters or pageant ladies can sometimes do the highlighting under the eyes a little bit too much. And I like it where it's blended a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna try something different today, because I want to also show you other uses for products. Well, that is so sweet that you have a husband that just says, you look beautiful. I love it. You know, one thing, because I do a lot of makeup for weddings and stuff for brides, and sometimes when I'm doing if I did a consultation, like a trial, and doing it for so long, I was going to write a book on what to say when women, when somebody, I don't know what I was going to name it, but write a book on what is appropriate to say when your wife or your soon-to-be wife or whoever asks you oh, how do I look? Or is getting their makeup done. If I'm there and doing their makeup and the husband or soon-to-be husband or father doesn't say anything, I'm like, doesn't she look beautiful? You always say that, right? There you go. That's my opinion. Weird. So what? Yeah. So you do have the reverse raccoon. I have something in my eye. All right. So I'm actually going to put natural blush with tulip blush. Tulip blush is our lightest blush, and it's the pinky pink. Okay, and then I have my natural. I don't know why that doesn't look right, but do a couple drops of each. Now our blush, and I'm going to mix this together. Our blush is super high pigmented, right? How many times do you hear me say that? So it does bloom. The only one that doesn't do that is the natural blush. The natural blush has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but I am going to do the blush first. So you see a little bit of that pink. And I'm out. So it shows you, and it'll glow, it'll grow and blossom a little bit more, but you'll get the nice pink with the natural blush. You can mix it with anything. The natural blush is great by itself. It's great mixed. It's great for everything. All right, so let's see. And now I think I'm going to add a little bit more of the tulip because I'm going to add it to my eyes. And I do come in a little bit closer because I'm focused right on my eyes. And see how that pink is starting. Ooh. Oh, I like that. Okay, now you see that pink coming through. But look at my blush, guys. You can really tell that blush is coming through as well. Okay. So now we're going to move, and I'm going to run a little bit of Tip Top Cleaner through the Breeze right now before adding my foundation. And the only reason I'm doing that, because normally you'll do what's called a blowout, where you just blow out the color. But because that natural blush has a shimmer, I just forgot to close the lid when I back bubbled. When that the natural blush has a shimmer, and then so I don't want that in my foundation. So I'm just going to blow that out a little bit. Okay. There we go. And then using shade 3. Does Luminess have a lip exfoliator? Yes. But let me check to make sure it's in stock. Hold on. I'm checking. It's our lip scrub. Let me double check. It looks like we are out of stock on it. We did have one that it tasted really good, which I know is not something you eat. But we did, and it really did exfoliate your lips. But I'm telling you right now, so we are in, there's a town that we're right next to. It's called Sugarland, and it's where Imperial Sugar is made. On their site, they have a list of ways you can make exfoliators for your lips. It's really cool. They even have it where you can print out labels, like put them in a little jar and then print out labels. And I have done that several times. It's really cool. Where you can just make one out of like brown sugar or sugar and honey, and they or some lavender. They have all kinds. It's really cool. So try that. All right. So now I have my blush, and it's looking like I got some blush on. But as of right now, all I have on is the lavender underneath my eyes, and then the blush, the tulip mixed in with the natural blush. All right, so turning my system on, and then starting in one spot, making my moves, pulling down super light, guys, on this trigger. Now, if you cannot do a full face of makeup, full coverage with 8 drops of foundation, go back to the basics as far as, are you too close? Are you pulling back too far on the trigger, guys? With 8 drops of foundation in your foundation well, you should be able to make at least 3 full passes over your face, okay? Now, because I have the lavender, the purple color corrector, because I did my blush. That is already giving me coverage. So when I get to my foundation, I probably only need about 5 drops, and that's it. Okay, so, and why is that? Because I already got coverage. I already got some coverage with the purple color corrector, with the blush. I've already got coverage with that. So now I'm really just using the foundation to blend and to finish that coverage. It is. It is. I know every time I would use it, like I'm still blowing. I blew, like I had 5 drops in there. I don't need the 5 drops. So just to give you an idea. All right. So now I do have, and you see how this blended a lot. And then it also has a little bit, still has a little bit of that shimmer because I used the natural blush. Now I also did the pink on my lids because it matches my shirt, my top. But I am going to go in with regular eyeshadow just in my crease to give it a little bit more dimension. So I can go in there and then I'm going to just lightly blend right on top. And it's kind of a medium brown that I'm using. Like so. And then I can go in, let's use, what brush do I want to use now? I'll use that one. Then with the medium brown lining, I have to make the eyeliner face. But notice, guys, I'm using eyeshadow. I'm using eyeshadow. Why? Because there's no pull. Notice that I'm boop, 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 tapping it out. I'm tapping it out. I'm just tapping it right on underneath my lash line. I'm not pulling on my lash line. So I'm not creating more drama underneath my eyes. I can really just save my under eye. We know that the skin is softer, so we don't want to pull on it as much. Now, if I wanted to step it up a notch, I could come in, take the Cut 1 palette, and take, I have one brush that I use for powder. Is dark or medium brown red root? Probably closest for auburn. You're gonna want probably the dark, I would say, because you want it darker at your roots anyway. So I would do the dark. Yeah. So I'm taking the Cut 1 palette, which I use for contouring. And so I can actually take my contouring brush, go through and do some contouring. Have to contour a lot right there. Little there, little on my forehead. And then taking the one that I use for this, for powder, I'm going to use, kind of mix the 2 top ones. And I can go in and even highlight and bring out that brightness there. Okay. Now it is powder and I don't want it to settle into wrinkles and crinkles. So what I do is when I have it on my brush, notice that I start, and see how it's just subtle. It's just a little bit subtle, subtle. When I have it on my brush, I start here. I don't have as many wrinkles right here than here. I don't want to start here because that's where most of the product is going to be distributed. So I bring it up there. And that way it won't settle into wrinkles and crinkles. Let's see, what lips do I want? I'll do some cream confessions. Whoa, too dark. Let's see, let's see. Oh, I can use this one. Rubbing that in. And the one thing with lips, guys, regardless of whatever lipstick you use, lipsticks wax. And so if you want it to stay on longer, I know ours stays on forever, even our lipsticks. But when doing it, you put it on and then blot. Put it on again, blot. That pounds that color in there and takes away the extra wax. And so that way the color will stay longer than if you just put it on like I did. Like if I took time and did that, then it would have stayed on. It will stay on a lot longer. So no, that is a I didn't look. It's the pinky purpley one. It's not Poison Apple. I think it's Enchanted Forest. So all right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today on this Tuesday. Remember, we are here for you guys each and every day, Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Come back. It's a great way to ask questions. And if there's other products you want to see, we can implement those in there and talk about Luminess. So there you go. All right. Well, hopefully I will see you back next time. Thank you for showing up this time. All right. Bye for now.